All right, we're leading the 11 p.m. bulletin with some breaking news coming in. One of Jayalalitha's followers has decided to build a temple in her memory and place bronze statue in the Sanctum Sanctorum. The temple will be built in a 150 square feet area in Thanjavur by a former councillor M. Swaminathan. The temple will be called Puraichi Talaivi Amma Alayam. The temple is expected to have a big portrait of Jayalalitha along with former Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran and C.N. Annadurai Swaminathan. So that is a big development that we are getting on top of 11 Live. One of Jayalalitha's followers has decided to build a temple in her memory. Shifting focus to the big story of the day, the government continues its crackdown against black money hoarders. Nationwide raids by agencies like the Income Tax Department and Enforcement Directorate continue to catch hold of those who are hoarding cash in such difficult times. The CBI arrested a Reserve Bank of India official for allegedly helping in money laundering and even booked officials of 4 major banks. Take a look at this report.
Over 250 crore rupees recovered in nationwide raids in the last 1 month. And the crackdown on black money hoarders has further intensified. The CBI has arrested an RBI official, K. Michael, for allegedly helping money launderers siphon off 1.51 crore rupees. It is alleged that he was aided by State Bank of Mysore officials.
It was reported by the investigating agency that he was recorded to be present in a bank branch where this kind of transaction was happening. Having known about that, the concerned employee has been suspended.
CBI also arrested a Hawala operator in Bengaluru, KV Virendra, over the seizure of rupees 5 crores in new notes. Sources say that officials of 4 banks, ICICI, State Bank of India, State Bank of Mysore and Kotak Mahindra have been booked in the incident for laundering of black money. ED also recovered rupees 93 lakhs in new currency from 7 alleged middlemen in Karnataka. ED carried out a sting to capture the launderers with officials posing as customers. People were also held in Mumbai after rupees 33 lakhs were seized in 2 separate cases in Navi Mumbai and Thane. An individual with almost 8 lakhs in new notes was arrested from Rajiv Chowk in the national capital. Gujarat police also chanced upon almost rupees 20 lakhs at a businessman's house in Vadodara. Almost rupees 13 lakhs of the recovered cash was in new currency. While the common man waits in serpentine queues for cash every single day, this enormous cash being recovered from these people exposes loopholes and leaks in our system.
The RBI is now monitoring each and every transaction from the bank, so much so that banks independently now have formed their own task force which will be reviewing the amount given from each bank to accounts and to account holders.
With Devina Gupta, Bureau Report, India Today.
The government has intensified its crackdown on those hoarding black money. Another big story of the day. A month since demonetization, small-scale businesses continue to suffer. As daily wage workers face the heat of government's decision, a garment unit in Mumbai has seen a drastic fall in its production and efficiency. Not just this, the leather traders in the city's Dharavi market have also been affected. India Today correspondent Mayuresh reports.
The Dharavi slums in the Maximum City is a hub of flourishing small businesses. Thousands of rural poor find daily wage employment here. But the Notbandi is creating a chaos, with owners struggling to pay the unbanked workers daily. Maqbool Ahmed manufactures and exports shirts to South American nations. The demonetization has come as a bane for him. Many of his workers from rural India are returning home. His production has dwindled.
हमारे पास जो कारीगर थे 10-15 कारीगर थे उसमें कारीगर चले गए 5-6-7 कारीगर बचे तो उसमें ये पिछले 8 तारीख से जो ये हुआ, तो 8 तारीख के बीच में अभी तक हमने एक बार उनको पैसा दिया। अच्छा रहा तो परेशानी तो होगी ही, होगा क्या, मतलब काम बंद हो जाएगा और क्या, यही होगा।
एक ही शिफ्ट काम चलता है, मतलब 10 बजे से चालू होता है, रात में।
A few blocks away, a young manager, Rohit Bhargav, has got orders to lay off the staff at his leather production unit. Other than the dearth of cash, the high demonetization rupees 2000 note had no takers. The number of workers has been cut by a half.
सामान लेने के लिए हम जाते हैं, कोई भी मटेरियल लेने के लिए जाते हैं तो दुकानदार सीधा छुट्टा मांगता है, छुट्टा लेके आओ तभी सामान दूंगा। तो हम उससे कहाँ से हम छुट्टा देंगे उसको, तो हमको सामान देगा। इसकी वजह से हमारा कितना काम ठप पड़ा हुआ है, कितना काम और कितना ऑर्डर पेंडिंग पड़ा हुआ है, जो हम लोग बना के दे नहीं पा रहे हैं।
बिजनेस जब हम कहते हैं तो उसमें ऊपर नीचे हमेशा देखा जाता है,
हमेशा ऊपर नीचे होता है, लेकिन इतना ऊपर नीचे कभी नहीं हुआ।
नहीं, अभी तो बंद ही कर दिया, अभी देखते हैं आगे सरकार।
Many units have even failed to sustain.
भुखमरी तो चालू है ही है।
Mohammad Alam's glitzy zari workshop, which he ran from decades, is closed. The rural workers left home gradually and he now stares at a bleak future.
नोट की परेशानी हो गई और जहां मार्केट से हम लोग को नोट मिलना बंद हो गया, हम कारीगर को पेमेंट नहीं कर पाए। कारीगर लोग एक के बाद एक भाग गए और जिसकी वजह से आज मैंने अपने कारखाने में ताला लगा दिया, ताला बंद कर दिया। कोई पैसे नहीं है हमारे पास कि वापस हम चालू कर सकें।
70 to 80% businesses in Dharavi, whether it's a leatherwork business or a ready-made garment business, are on the verge of shutting down. Because from past 1 month they are facing a cash crunch due to the demonetization. They are feeling that this is the worst ever phase they are facing in their business. In Mumbai with camera person Mahesh More, Mayuresh Kanpate for India Today.
Well, on one hand we have this story, on the other we have a different story coming from the national capital, where in a unique move by the Delhi BJP unit, Vice President Jai Prakash was seen handing out laddus to people standing in queues for cash as a reward for their patience. It was a symbolic gesture of thanking people for their patience. Now the big question that everybody is asking is, could this be BJP's political stunt or a very genuine way of expressing gratitude?
The Delhi BJP office bearer handing out laddus to everyone standing outside
अरे सब लोग एजुकेशन बना रखे देश को आगे बढ़ाने में आप सबका सहयोग आने वाले दाल नहीं है, यहाँ लड्डू खिला रहे हो, कोई बात नहीं।
The BJP denied it was a political stunt. The party felt it was just a sweet way to thank all those who have been patiently supporting the government's note ban.
पूरे पेशेंस के साथ प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के साथ है और इस लाइन में हम लोगों का सबका धन्यवाद करने के लिए आए हैं कि ये युवा वर्ग जो भारत को बदलना चाहता है उनका धन्यवाद, इसलिए हम उनको लड्डू देना है।
Outside the Canara Bank ATM in Kamla Nagar, scores of people have gathered since early morning.
The Delhi BJP here in Kamla Nagar in Delhi giving out laddus to people who have been waiting in line at the Canara Bank ATM here. You can see the Vice President of the Delhi BJP unit, Mr. Jai Prakash, handing out laddus.
Laddu in hand, some were seen backing the government's decision, while others said it was no substitute for hard cash.
I think it's a tamasha only because the plan of the government was just a plan or just an idea. They are experimenting with this plan with the people.
सब राजनीति और क्या है, पब्लिक परेशान है, इधर सब 2-2 हज़ार रुपये 4-4 हज़ार रुपये दे रहे हैं सब।
लड्डू का कोई फायदा तो क्या है, लड्डू लोगों को रोटियां खाने के लिए नहीं मिल रही, लड्डू खा के क्या करेगा, पेट थोड़ी भर जाएगा लड्डू से।
हम एक लड्डू थैंक्स का दे रहे हैं जो उस घर में जाएगा और नरेंद्र मोदी जी का धन्यवाद होगा कि आपने आपके पूरे घर ने हमारे इस बड़े आर्थिक सुधार में लेस कैश से कैशलेस पहुंचाने में आप चट्टान की तरह खड़े हैं। मोदी, मोदी, मोदी,
मोदी, मोदी, मोदी। The BJP though is unfazed by the criticism. Its hope is the laddu should remove any bitter aftertaste, at least for the moment.
People saying that everything is well on the ground, men and women, everything is well on the ground. Good decision by the Modi government. Before you even had a few people chanting out slogans. Everyone, you can see now laddus being handed out to all those waiting in line here in the national capital. With camera person Dharmendra Gautam, Shalini Lobo for India Today.
Well, from laddus, there is a story that can and has already left a bitter aftertaste for the Modi government, because Union Minister Kiren Rijiju finds himself under a scam cloud. Chief Vigilance Officer of a public sector company, NEEPCO, has submitted a 129-page report naming Kiren Rijiju and his cousin Goboy Rijiju, who is a civil contractor, in alleged corruption. Hours ago, the government released a statement defending the minister and calling the allegations baseless. But the opposition wants nothing less than a resignation. Take a look at this report.
Political firestorm over the 450 crore hydro project scam. Satish Verma, the former Central Vigilance Officer of a power corporation, flagged a mega scam in July and pointed fingers at Union Minister of State for Home Kiren Rijiju and his cousin. The damning report indicts Rijiju and Goboy Rijiju, who is also a civil contractor. Alleging elaborate conspiracy, the report claims that several fake and inflated transport bills were submitted by contractors to defraud the government, and alleges that Rijiju used his influence as a union minister to release funds for the scam accused. India Today accessed Kiren Rijiju's letter written on the 4th of November 2015 to the Power Minister, urging it to release funds to the contractor.
I can't comment on the report, which is not even worth considering. Tomorrow if local people come to me, I will help them. It's my duty.
Pouncing on the report, Congress demanded Kiren Rijiju's resignation.
प्रथम दृष्टि से वो टेप और कागज ये दर्शाते हैं कि ये पेमेंट्स दिलाने में और ठेकेदारों को ये पेमेंट करवाने में किरण रिजिजू जी एक सक्रिय भूमिका निभा रहे थे। साफ है कि जब तक वो अपने पद पर बने रहेंगे, वो सबसे बड़े नॉर्थ ईस्ट के मंत्री हैं, तब तक इस व्यापक भ्रष्टाचार के घोटाले की जांच नहीं हो सकती।
Facing grave charges of graft, Rijiju asserted that he was merely acting on the letter forwarded to him by contract laborers involved in the construction.
If Congress is terming this as a scam, then Congress has to apologize before the nation and to me also. Because all the contract works were allotted during Congress time. All the payments were made during Congress time. We were not in the government. I was not even MP that time.
The parliament is going to see an uproar over the graft charges taking on Narendra Modi government once the parliament reconvenes on Wednesday after a 4-day break. With camera person Ravi Kant, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.